Drodzy winopijcy, dzisiaj odcinek super specjalny.
Łączymy się prosto z Rumunią, z Istvanem Galem.
Hello!
Kochani, prosiłem Izę wielokrotnie o to, żebyśmy zrobili odcinek o Rumunii, ponieważ uwielbiam rumuńskie wina, ale nie ma ich wiele w Polsce. Dlatego Iza przygotowywała się przez ostatnie 6 miesięcy, przeczytała wszystko na temat win rumuńskich i jeszcze w dodatku znalazła niezwykłego gościa, winiarza z samej Rumunii, który do nas dzisiaj dołączy i nam o wszystkim opowie. Iza, the floor is yours.
Tomek, to nie jest
No?
winiarz, wiesz?
Jak to? A kto to jest?
Istvan, can you tell us who you are? Because Tomasz just said that you are a winemaker.
No.
I thought you were a winemaker. What do you do, Istvan?
Yeah, so I live out of writing software. I'm an IT engineer, but I like wines. I've been for a while in wine business. I was selling wine, organizing events, wine tastings. And I still enjoy and try to get into more events around the wines.
So you're like more of a wine drinker than a winemaker.
Yeah, definitely. I don't have the time yet to start making wines.
So actually, Istvan is really too humble because he's like a great taster and he has a big knowledge. I met Istvan during my many trips to Austria because Istvan is making now the WSET diploma. And actually I had some tasting with Istvan already about Romania, but I still don't know a lot about Romanian wines. So Istvan, please introduce us a little bit in the Romanian wine world.
We'll try to describe it in a couple of words. Romania has quite a long history as regards wine producing, but unfortunately quality decreased during the communism period, and we are still struggling to get back to the same levels as before. According to numbers and the surface of planted wines, we are the fifth country in the world. Though we are not appearing in the books lately. Before the 2000s, we were taken out of there because of the quality. Yeah,
wow.
The focus was more on quantity, but in the past 10 years there are really good developments in both winemaking and wine styles. A lot of new wineries appeared and they have a much better focus and they are producing much higher quality wines. We are still dominated by a couple of big producers that process wines or grapes from over 1,000 hectares. Some more than 2,000 hectares.
Yeah.
So these
Very
are big ones.
And they are producing the wines for which market? For you or for foreign market?
Most of the wines are consumed internally. We have exports. They are not high. And 65% of the exports are done by one or two companies.
I think that's our challenge, is that it's really difficult to actually find good quality Romanian wines exported. So that's also a challenge for us here in Poland, right, Isa?
Yeah, we don't find Romanian wines. I mean, at the end of this episode, we will tell you where to find some Romanian wines, but in general, it's not so easy. And tell me, Istvan, do you have plantings and do you have vineyards everywhere, or there is like special regions?
We kind of have vineyards in all parts of the country, though there are limited locations because you need the right conditions for the grapes to ripen. But we have white wines, especially in the center of the country, in Transylvania. We have more renowned zones for red wines just south of the Carpathians, like Dealu Mare, Drăgășani. And we also have vineyards closer to the seaside. There's more sandy soil in that part. Basically, you can sell the wines on higher price inside the country, and then it's not worth it, or it's no incentive for the producers to try to sell them on the export market. We have high consumption, but high consumption of lower quality wines inside that sell for high prices. So quality price ratio is not that good, but it's improving.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me about something about grapes, and tell me something about your climate. What is the climate, and what are the grapes you are using to produce wines?
Okay.
Tomek, you are
climate
drinking
is,
already?
No, I'm just kind of like swirling and smelling, and I'm having fun, you know. I'm listening and I'm having fun.
Okay. So generally, we have a continental climate, but from warm to colder. We also have a lot of plantings of international varieties, but we have our own local varieties that should be the focus. Yeah, from the white ones, the more known one is the Fatasca Alba, Fatasca Regala, but we have others like Crâmpoșie Selecționată. There are others. Yeah, there are strange names, so it is hard to market. It's not easy to pronounce and retain. Can you
tell me
some
again
work done
this
in
name?
this direction.
Crâmpoșie
Selecționată.
Crâmpoșie
Selecționată. Yeah.
Crâmpoșie Selecționată. Okay.
Okay, let's start drinking, huh?
Yeah.
Let's start drinking, people.
Tomasz, can you show everybody?
It's already like 9:30 in the morning. I'm a little thirsty, you know.
Yeah. So we are not together today. Tomasz is in front of Ale Wino.
I'm over here.
Exactly, but I gave Tomasz some samples of the wines.
Yes.
Very nicely prepared samples for Tomasz. But unfortunately, I didn't give him the sparkling wine.
And we all know why, because Isa loves sparkling wine, so she doesn't want to share it with anybody.
So-
She kept it all for herself.
It's
Yes,
9
exactly.
o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. It's time to open some bubbles.
Yes, bubbles and strawberries and oh yes.
No. Never bubbles and strawberries, please, okay? Ooh, nice bubbles. So this is the first time actually I'm trying Romanian bubbles. And you know how much I love bubbles.
Isa, by the way, have you been to Romania?
No! And I want to
it's
go
a beautiful
there.
country.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
You-
I haven't been to all of it, but what I saw was really nice.
Okay.
I always had a great time there. So
Let's go and make some episodes there. Wow, Tomasz!
Cheers, guys.
Cheers! Tomasz, cheers to
oh
you.
yes, wonderful. Cheers, yeah, cheers to you. And I'm not drinking anything.
So let's talk about
That's so funny. That's so funny. Ha ha ha.
let's talk about this wine. So is it normal for Romania to produce sparkling wines, or this is something very special? Is it traditional method? Is it expensive?
This is a traditional method, and it's around 20 some euros a bottle. This comes from an area in from Transylvania, so more in the center of the country, or a bit
From
more to
Dracula.
the north from the center. Dracula is a bit more down to the south, so yeah.
Okay.
Basically, this area was known before for sparkling wine production, and there was one of the biggest sparkling wine facilities there.
Really?
Yes, that has been recently bought by some investors, and currently they are renovating, and they are still trying to find their style and improve the wines. This is not from that producer. What is worth to mention is that they have caves for maturing sparkling wines. They have more than 6 kilometers of caves available for this. So it was quite a big facility. This is actually a Hungarian investment in Romania. Some Hungarian producers were in the area and really liked and found a good place for some new plantings. And they have a really nice natural amphitheater-like exposition for the plantings. And in the middle of it, there is the new modern winery. They built a winery for sparkling production. So that was the aim of it, and it is built for that. They had
What's the grape?
This is Blanc de Blanc, so this is Chardonnay.
Winery name is
Karastelek, and that's the name of
Karastelek.
the location as well. Karasia is their their traditional method sparkling wine. They have also a rosé, and they have a classic Pinot Noir Chardonnay sparkling as well.
Do you know how many months on the lease? What was the lease contract in this case?
If I recall correctly, it's around 22 months on the lease.
22 months.
Yeah.
And Tomasz, if you want to know,
Yeah.
it's a really nice, very fresh wine with of course a touch of brioche or toast aromas and flavors with some mirabelles, jam, and some cured lemon.
Oh, that's a great, like a breakfast wine. Amazing.
It
Sounds
is a
great.
breakfast
It's
wine.
It's what I would love to have for breakfast right now. You know, some brioche with some Mirabelle jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually they got both silver medal in one year and gold medal in the other year at the French champagne competition.
So remember what we always say, there's a lot of great sparkling wines out there. You don't have to just drink champagne.
Exactly. And the
Totally
bubbles
agree.
here are really totally small, really fine and really energetic bubbles. I really like this wine. So now you were talking about Fatasca Regala and Fatasca Alba, and actually you sent us some samples, and
Yes.
I believe we should start by Fatasca
Fatasca
Alba.
Alba, yes.
So Fatasca Alba, what is this grape?
Yes, this Fatasca Alba grape variety is considered an ancient variety. Generally, the Fatasca Alba is a bit more restrained, while the Fatasca Regala is more outspoken. But the Fatasca Alba can have a longer aftertaste. It has more persistency than the Fatasca Regala. Even though this Fatasca Alba is considered like more semi-aromatic variety, you can feel that it's really fruity. You have some peach or slight peach jam aromas, but you also feel some green grassiness in the
Yes.
wine. And
Exactly, it's
there are
grassy
pears
like
and
Sauvignon
green
Blanc.
apple. Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
The grass is definitely there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's this grassiness and green notes, a little bit like Sauvignon Blanc and a little bit like Grüner Veltliner, so it's like a mix of these two very different grapes actually.
Yeah, but I think it's really nice, this combination between peach and this green grassiness
Yes.
and a nice acidity. It's
Yeah.
a quite refreshing wine, pleasure to drink.
Yeah, super fresh, super summery wine. And what about Fatasca Regala? No, this is not it. Fatasca Regala from the producer Villa
Villa
Vinea.
Vinea.
Yeah, very nice label.
This winery is also foreign investment, and they are trying to make. They have a local winemaker, and they are focusing on some local varieties, but they have also some Kerner, which is a German variety, and some Zweigelt, which is the Austrian one. But their Fatasca Regala is usually the Fatasca Regala I use from Romania to show the type or the properties of the variety. So this is like a school example of what Fatasca Regala means. So you can see it's a bit more outspoken than the Fatasca Alba, I would say. This is a really nice example and well done wine. Here as well you can feel some a lighter apricot and peach, but it's more lemon, apple, green apple, and these kind of flavors. It's not grassy as the other one.
And there's like
A bit more. More body in the
more
mouth, I would
structure.
say.
There is more body. Yeah. I want to tell one thing because I have the bottle, and when I opened the bottle, I read what they say in the back label. So I said that there is a really nice label of this wine, but actually, what they say in the back label, I need to read it to you and to you, Tomasz. Listen. So the blend of the mineral loam soils at 350 meters above sea level and the continental climate of the Tamave Valley, together with the tradition of Italian wine growing, award these wines with a wonderful blend of freshness, minerality and exoticness, accompanied by surprisingly exciting taste experience. Istvan. This is the description.
Yeah.
I think that somebody who creates this kind of description should go to a special place in hell. Because
Yeah,
you
I
don't
agree. The
get
description
any
is
information about the wine from this
Yeah.
kind of description. What the?
Yeah, and that is one place where almost all the wineries could improve. So make better descriptions and actually explain what's in the bottle and not just some
Exactly,
blah,
this
blah
is like
text.
blah blah blah.
That's what I think.
Freshness, exoticness, emotions. Jesus, it's a very
Yeah.
good wine.
Isa,
Yeah, you could
I,
say.
I thought that that's your favorite type of.
No,
description,
Tomasz,
you know?
come on. I always talk about.
Yeah, you could put a description on almost any wine, and yeah, it's nothing characteristic to the wine. Though the wine is really nice, it's a well-made one, really clean, straight lines, straight aromas, really pleasurable, palatable. So you could sit outside in the summer and drink a
Yeah,
couple of glasses and have a
But
discussion
also it's
around
important
it.
that, as Tomasz said, there's like more body than Fatasca Alba, and it is actually quite exotic. When I tasted this wine for the first time, in my notes I had some even papaya flavors and you know, some exotic fruits.
Yeah, some pineapple, I
Pineapple,
would say
yes.
as well.
I definitely prefer the Regala in terms of it's more my style. There's just I'm not a big fan of this grass, and then in the nose in the Alba, I think there's on the fruit side there's just like a mix. It's more of like a fruit punch kind of nose than kind of a specific fruits that I can smell. So I don't really like the nose on the Alba, and I love the body on the Regala as well. So I would, from these two, I would definitely choose Regala if I was to drink a whole
Me too.
bottle. Okay, let's go into some reds,
Yes,
guys. I think.
we start
No,
by
Isa?
this. Istvan? Metamorphosis. Oh, and this is the appellation De Alumare. I think it's the most known
Yes,
appellation.
so this is
no?
this is called by some Bordeaux of Romania. So yeah, this is the area that is most renowned for the red wines.
So the Bordeaux
especially,
of
and it's,
Romania.
Fatasca Neagră is considered one of the varieties that should become a Romanian flagship grape variety, and it could be a differentiator from other wines. Though even in De Alumare there are a lot of plantings of Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Pinot Noir, and other international varieties. But we have also these local varieties like the Fatasca Neagră.
Why are all of the varieties called Fatasca? What's Fatasca mean? Is
Fatasca
it like
means
wine or something?
young lady or maiden. Yes, and we have the white maiden and the black maiden and the
Crazy maiden?
royal maiden.
Do you have a crazy maiden?
We don't have the crazy maiden.
Do we have like a Fatasca Isa or something like this?
Yeah, we could call her. So the Fatasca Alba is white maiden, the Regala is royal maiden, and the Fatasca Neagră is black maiden.
I really like this wine.
Very nice
Very
nose.
nice.
Yeah,
Like,
Fatasca Neagră is a variety that needs to be taken care of in the vineyard, and the yields need to be restrained to make good quality wines. When it's produced in bigger quantities, usually you lose a lot of color and concentration, so not that good.
Okay.
But if you are carefully choosing the yields, you can make really good quality wines. There was a trend at some point on the market that they used too much oak, but now they started correcting this and use less oak and let the fruitiness of this variety to come forward. Which I think is a good.
I still taste the. I think I still taste the oak. I mean, it's like
yes,
tannins are
but Tomasz, yeah.
pretty strong, and the oak is.
But Tomasz, I think that the oak is really well balanced by the fruitness of the wine, no?
Yes. There's a lot of fruit. You're totally right. There's that smokiness. I'm saying, like in the mouth, there's this. The tannins are kind of like woody tannins. It's a little bit like licking a piece of wood. You know, that kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for this,
They're just like they're rough. They're a little bit
yes,
rough.
but
You know.
this is a really beautiful wine. There is like this smokiness, the barbecue notes, but also like a blackberry crumble, because there is like this malolactic.
blackberry crumble, black
Yeah.
cherry, some plums we can feel. There is also a tendency on the market to leave these grapes to overripe, and then you get a really jammy feeling, and then you get the barrel, so you will have jamminess and smokiness. I don't think that's the style we should aim
No,
to
but this
produce.
is very
more-
elegant example of Romanian wine, I think. And I need to read that there is a nice description behind, which says
Yes. Can I say just two more words, and then I let you say the description. This is actually also a foreign investment, and this is an investment of the Antinori family in Romania.
Ooh.
Yeah. They decided to buy some land and do some plantings, and they consider that as well that Fatasca Alba is a variety that you can build on and produce good wines. They have their own winemaker, Fiorenzo Rista, for producing the wines, and they are producing quite good quality wines, not just Fatasca Alba. They have also very good Negru de Drăgășani, which we've tasted together in Austria the last time.
They say pleasant aromas of black cherry and plum combined with spicy and slightly smoky notes from aging in large oak barrels. Full-bodied wine with sweet tannins lingering aftertaste. So this is the description I like. I know what to expect from the wine. Very nice.
Yes, this is when you have more experience, and you also have wineries elsewhere, and you know what to do with the wines.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, and the last wine.
The last wine is Negru de Drăgășani from Avinci's winery, which is not a foreign investment. This is a Romanian winery, and they had though they had a foreign winemaker, but Negru de Drăgășani is a really good grape variety from my point of view. I think it might have even better potential than the Fatasca Alba.
This wine is much more herbal. There are like mentally dried herb notes. It's and a little bit like raw meat notes with fresh herbs and dried herbs. It's amazing.
Dried herbs, and I would say these medicinal plants combination.
Yeah.
And we have this mintiness.
Totally mintiness. Even like some kind of eucalyptus, like we would be in Australia.
Yeah, eucalyptus, exactly.
Yeah, and we have a bit of leafiness as well into it. This wine is it has a really nice complexity. We also get a bit of dark chocolate.
Licorice.
Yeah.
But a lot of sweetness in the mouth as well, right?
Yeah, there's like bitterness and sweetness.
Very nice,
like this yin and yang.
This,
But I like the tannins more here.
Yeah,
I
the
think,
tannins are like
the way
more
the-
soft and smooth.
Smoother, yeah.
Like finely grained Istvan.
yeah, definitely. I would call them like that. It's not. Yeah.
Very nice.
Not silky, but finely grained and really nice
exactly.
tannins.
And very nice description of the wine. So also this is important for me that there is no bullshit behind in the back label. Just the description of the taste. Thank you very much. So Tomasz, thank you for forcing me to do this episode, and I'm really happy that we tasted such fantastic wines. And thank you, Istvan. And Istvan, I wanted just to show you 3 bottles, because in Poland actually there is one importer who has quite interesting bottles produced in Romania, and the name of the producer is La Zapata, I think.
Yes, La Zapata.
La Zapata, and these are the wines, guys, you can find in Poland. Also, this funky rosé petnat. Tomasz, we need to try it. We will not try it now because Tomasz is not with me. But Tomasz, what do you think? We can do an extra episode just trying these wines.
Let's do it, and then we can try to find maybe some others from Romania. If not, we'll just do this one producer. But I'm super excited. Can't wait.
Yeah. What do you think, Istvan, about this?
Yeah.
Good, not good, interesting?
Yeah, I think they are really interesting wines, and they tend to be. They try to be organic and make really interesting wines. They also try to focus on local grape varieties like Băbească Neagră and others as well. The Băbească Neagră is also an ancient variety that not many make wines out of this. La Zapata is one of the wineries making wines out of it. It's not easy. It's comparable somewhat to Pinot Noir in some of its qualities.
What about natural wines? Is this a trend or a direction that Romanian winemakers are going in?
Yes, in the past years, there are quite a couple of winemakers that are trying to get on this international trend and create natural wines. We have quite some good examples. I would like to mention in the northern part of Romania, around Beltiug, there is really bad with names, but we'll remember it.
Just like me.
Yeah.
I remember faces. I never remember names, unfortunately. Istvan, thank you very much for being with us.
I'm glad,
it was amazing to have you here.
I'm glad that we had this tasting, and I hope I managed to open your appetite for Romanian wines and showed you some good examples of local varieties and what can be done with those. And I think they have a really good future.
Everybody in Poland is going to Romania this year to taste some wines. Big hug, guys.
Yes, big hug. All together, big hug.
Yeah.
Kochani, dziękujemy jeszcze raz, że z nami byliście. Pamiętajcie, co środę o godzinie 17 kolejny Ale Wino Show. Dzisiaj była Rumunia. Z Istvanem było wspaniale. Komentarze pod spodem, jeżeli znacie wina rumuńskie, piliście wina rumuńskie, jeżeli chcecie więcej win rumuńskich, łapki w górę, jeżeli się podobało.
I pamiętajcie o naszym patronajcie. Zachęcamy Was do wpłat. Nawet 5 zł ratuje nam życie. W sensie
możemy
po prostu
wtedy
jest nam
ewentualnie
łatwiej.
pojechać do Rumunii. Dokładnie.
Dajcie piątaka, to pojedziemy do Rumunii. Dokładnie. Dla Was. Do zobaczenia następnym razem.
Pijcie odpowiedzialnie. Pa!
Pa!
Bye. Waiting to see you in Romania.
Jeżeli się podobało, to może obejrzyjcie teraz odcinek o Cyprze.